Lee Judges TV, we're here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. I'm going to say now, disappointed, Dan. I'm going to say, like, one, I'm disappointed with the lineup. I know that Trossard's injured, but putting Jesus out wide left was a mistake for me. Said it at the beginning, called it, you know, and I have to say at the end of the day, injuries, you know, losing Declan Rice, it wasn't a very good day for us. But at the end of the day, we didn't lose, but it feels like a defeat.
Yeah, it feels deflating, man. 6 games in and 6 injuries to our team already. I hear squad depth, but I'm not seeing squad depth at the moment. And listen, maybe it's harsh to say that with 6 injuries. You don't expect 6 injuries in 6 games. I thought we got what we deserved today, Lee. I can't even sit there and lie to you. I think Spurs set up well. I think what they're doing under Postecoglou is good stuff, but I really expected a little bit more from Arsenal. I don't think we come off the blocks like we thought we were going to. Against PSV, we did that. And I felt that with a Tottenham side that was going to come at us, the first 10 minutes, I thought they were the better side, I can't lie. Then we come into the game, we got the goal, which was always nice to see come off Romero, who's apparently better than Saliba. Nice to see him score an own goal. But I must say that it was quite disappointing in the second half, you know. And I keep hearing this, we're making mistakes, but it's a young squad. Jorginho is 33 years old. He's not a young player. You just got to keep that simple and keep us past simple. He's let it down. Why was you not with the lineup? What would you have gone with then?
Well, I would have gone with either Nelson or Smith Rowe on the left, Jesus down the middle. Like, you know, our best performances have come. Well, our only best performance when we played really, really well was on Wednesday night when we had Jesus up front. No coincidence, we've not looked the same side without him playing up top. And today, you lose Trossard, you lose Martinelli. That's big bad, and that's bad news, right? So what you do is, like, you know, you put out Jesus, who's our best centre forward, and we put him out wide left. And if that ain't like, you know, he's ruthless, this manager, like, you know, we'll be ruthless in other areas because you've been ruthless with the goalkeeping situation. To me, catering, like, you know, put your chef's hat on, Mr. Arteta.
Well, listen, he loves Eddie, doesn't he? And to be fair to Eddie, he's done well. He's had a good start of the season, but you can't just force people into the side. For me, Jesus is a brilliant centre forward. He's a great number 9. Unfortunately for me today, we've seen why we miss him down the middle, and then he took him off. So I couldn't believe he come off. I would have started with Smith Rowe. Personally, I said that. I was really, really frustrated when I saw the second half. We've got Rice and Vieira both coming off. I don't know if they were both injuries.
Yeah, both injured, yeah.
So another 2 injuries to our squad. We've got to look at that today and say, do you think, I mean, Raya made a ridiculously good save in the first half. Jesus should have done better in the first half with his chance. He's got to slot that home. But other than that, Lee, do you really think that Arsenal really deserve to win that 3 points? I think we got what we deserve, bruv.
No, I think we got, thank you, Dan. I think we deserve what we got today, Kenny. What do you think?
Well, you know, like I said, if they kept on Madison, if Madison stayed to the end and someone stays in, they'll thrash us. We got lucky there with those substitutions and full substitutions for Tottenham. I thought the best player on the pitch was Madison. I thought their midfield completely dominated, especially in the second half. It was basically self-harming for our manager. As soon as I saw the team sheet and I saw Eddie was on it, it was game over for me. The simple reason is that why not play Reece Nelson, you know, down the left, play Jesus up, you know, up front and play Saka. I don't understand why you have to play Eddie Nketiah. He had his chance today, and as usual, he fluffed his lines. How many auditions do you have to give this guy?
Well, he gets more chances than Aaron Ramsdale, doesn't he?
Aaron Ramsdale's not good enough. Neither's Eddie.
Yeah, that may be the case.
No, that's definitely the case. He's been chasing Raya for 3 years, which means Adam.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to accept that Aaron Ramsdale is no longer Arsenal's number 1. It's Raya. All right, he fits the manager's prototype. No rotation. Stop being in dreamland. Aaron Ramsdale is not good enough to play for Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah is not good enough to play for Arsenal.
They're good enough to be in the squad, though.
Look, everyone talks about our deep squad in numbers, but not in quality. You saw the difference in quality between our starters and these alleged squad players. And look what happened. Spurs should have won the game. They smashed us to pieces. It's only when they made those enforced substitutions that they didn't win the game. We've got to take a good look at ourselves, look at our squad, and be honest with ourselves and say, yeah, we've got the numbers, but have we got the quality? I don't think so. We're not going to win the league, not like this.
No, well, we're 4 points now behind Man City.
I agree with Kenny. The drop-off when these different players come on is just massive.
Well, hold on a minute. Like, when you say that, don't forget we've got Martinelli out, we've got Trossard out. That's 2 big blows. We've also got Thomas Partey out. So we're actually playing like our third choice holding midfield player and probably our third choice wide players.
Square pegs.
Yeah, exactly that. That is
square
exactly.
holes.
We'll talk about that. Why is he so ruthless with the goalkeepers and not ruthless with that? Just why on earth has he put Jesus out on the flank?
I don't know, because it don't make no sense to me. You're taking a player out which causes mayhem in the middle, and you've got a really good backup player in Reece Nelson who got us out of the mud a few times last year, sitting on the substitutes bench. Doesn't make no sense to me.
Well, listen, I think at the end of the day, if you want to look at it, you could have
Reece
played.
Nelson done very well.
You could play, you could play Reece Nelson out there.
He pinned Kulusevski back.
Yeah.
And he was having a big effect on the game in the second half, Kulusevski.
And also, if there's anything close to Martinelli, it's him with the pace and all that.
Exactly.
But there was other options today. He could have played Vieira there. He could have played Smith Rowe there. But he chose to put Jesus out there. You know what I mean? But no, listen, no one to say and slag him off, because that's what you're not allowed to do at this football club.
We've been very unfortunate.
We've got bad injuries
in these big games over the
every season.
In the past 4 years, we've always had Partey out. We've had Declan Rice never been injured in his life.
Well, he's going to be out for the Man City game now, because if that's an hamstring injury, he's out for a minimum 3 weeks.
I thought it was a calf.
Well, I don't know, but I'm going to say it now, playing Gareth Southgate for that, playing him for 90 minutes in a friendly.
I'm going to be controversial. England doesn't interest me one little bit.
No.
We pay their wages. We pay these Saka's wages. We pay Declan Rice's wages. And it really pisses me off when they come back and they're fatigued from these games.
Yeah, I totally
We should
agree.
get compensated for that, by the way.
When's he going to get a rest?
We don't.
No.
Saka's not had a rest. Saka's played, 87 games now on the spin for this club?
Well, he won't play Wednesday.
No, but I think it's league games. It's something like 86 or 87 games consecutive. Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous.
Too many.
It's too many. The man needs a rest, and that just shows what I've been saying. And people call me a moaner and call me negative. The squad depth is just simply not good enough. It's not good enough.
When you have 6 injuries, look, listen, it's very. I know what you're saying, but
we get that every year.
I know, and something's got to be done about it. Look, listen, there's no coincidence that in the Champions League last season, the teams that are in it, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham, are not in it this season. Yeah. I think there is something
That's
in there.
It's going to be a bit of a problem.
It's going to be a problem.
I think it's a massive problem. For
us.
After
we play Wednesday when we can rest.
If we had a big squad of quality, the drop-off's there for everyone to see.
It was today. It was today.
A massive drop-off. Tottenham deserved a point. I don't think they deserve no more than that, really. Do you think they deserve more than that?
I'll be really honest with you. I don't think they deserve no more than that. But I don't say it very often. But we weren't the better team at the Emirates today.
No, I think it was very, very, very even. Yeah. I think it was very even. And it was a terrible mistake from Jorginho that led to the.
Well, you get 2-1 up, and you don't make mistakes.
He's brought on to manage the game.
Yeah.
And he makes an awful mistake. All he had to do was pass the ball sideways or pass it back to Raya, and he tries to hold the ball up and gets robbed. Yeah. What's he doing? He's an experienced player.
And also, I have to say, with Jesus, robbed Maddison in the first half. He should score, and he doesn't. We didn't take our chances there either.
But
we move on. Albert, come yourself in here, son. Martinelli. Look, listen, when we was playing at Everton last week and Martinelli went down, I was very, very disappointed when he was not playing. Missed him today. I don't think that we went like for like today, and I think that cost us. Jesus playing wide left. What do you think of that?
It's not that he can't play there, but I was surprised I saw the team line up. I've got to be honest, playing him and Eddie, and I thought Eddie can play on the wide left, but who's the better finisher in terms of scoring goals? That's the question you've got to ask. But I wouldn't have played them both personally. I get the whole point about the injuries, but Martinelli, you lose the pace, you lose the directness. Yeah. They're a physically imposing side, man. Like Van der Ven's looks about 6'9". The Dogi, Sarr, what's the guy in other midfield? Basuma. And we got bullied today, Lee, particularly in the second half.
I think that. I have to say I thought Basuma played really, really well today. I've got to say that. But at the end of it, I don't think that. Kai Havertz, I thought done okay when he come on, but there's not, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Like Eddie today, doesn't justify starting that game today with that performance. And not having a go at him doesn't justify it, And in the first half, we've got their left back, who I thought was a good player, on a booking, on a yellow card, and where we never. After he got the yellow card, it's like, we'll let you off now. We never really attacked him that much. Today, the tactics today, I didn't really understand.
No, our pressing, I get it, Ødegaard leads from the front, but there's times when he's pressing, I'm thinking, but you've got no one backing up behind you, so you're pressing for the sake of pressing. I thought the first 40 minutes was good, but then I don't know what happened concentration-wise, we let them come back into it. Raya makes a save, and I don't know what it is when we play at home. And I don't know how you fix it. We keep conceding stupid goals. I get it if teams are coming here and absolutely ripping us to pieces. The first goal, and you mentioned the second goal, I don't know what he was doing, Jorginho. I generally cannot understand. And they got better and they looked more threatening. Like I said, they bullied us. We lost the Rice, we lost the power, we lost the aggression, we lost his ability to intercept. And you know what? They could have done a smash and grably, to be honest with you.
Goals change games.
Yeah, goals change games. Like, we get
chance.
miss chance, and we get the penalty. I think it was 100% penalty. I don't know why they were taking so long on that, but there you go. And then you give away a goal straight afterwards. You have to say at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest. Last 5 minutes, I'm taking a draw.
Yeah, I would as well. I mean, look at the way they're celebrating in the end. It's just like they won the FA Cup.
Yeah, well,
I get it.
I get that. You know what I mean? For them, it's a good point. You know what I mean? But we're 4 points behind Man City now. We're not playing well. I don't care what anybody says. The cohesion of the team's not there. We played really, really well on Wednesday when we had Jesus up front. But we haven't got that. We lost that today, and I don't understand why. But what do you reckon though now? We're gonna go to Man City in a couple of weeks' time without Partey, without Declan Rice. Every time we play them, we have players missing.
like Russ said, square pegs in round holes. Listen, we've not got a good record against them.
Maybe Aaron Ramsdale play up front. You never know.
Who knows with this manager?
You never know with this manager.
He does make some interesting decisions. But listen, they're the team to beat. We are at home. We've got a wretched record against them. Yeah, we beat them in the Community Shield, but that was in the pre-season warm-up. But I don't know what he's going to do, Lee. We saw the team line up today. No Arsenal fan would have called that, if they've been honest.
Well, do you know what? It's the first time I'm going to bring Julian in now. Cheers for that. It's the first time I've seen the Emirates crowd disagree with a decision when they took Jesus off. Did you understand that one?
Totally understood it, because what Arteta's got is he's got access to information that we don't, because they've got them all rigged up, haven't they, with these heart
so
monitors,
might have been tiring or something
pulse monitors, every single monitor you could do. The kind of technology that they've got, we just don't have on the eye test. So for me, it's pretty obvious that he wouldn't take him off from what he could see on the pitch. He's taking him off from what the doctors are telling him.
Because he's just coming back and all that. I agree with that. I think it's a fair point. But do you think he should have been playing wide left today? We said it. I called it earlier before when the teams come out. So I'm saying it.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to fix the options. You've got certain options. Now, it wasn't a perfect scenario for him. The injuries that we have, you can't play everyone that you want to play, because you'd have Martinelli on the left, you'd have Saka on the right, you'd have Jesus in the middle. But he didn't have that option, so he's got to mix it up. Then he gets Trossard, that probably looks like, we didn't know about that until we did the starting 11 show. So then at the last minute, he's got to make another decision. So what does he do? What's he do? And he made that decision. And I think in the first half, it worked. I thought we were the better team. And that if Jesus had put the ball in the middle, you talk about Jesus not being.
Yeah, he should have scored.
He was in the centre, and he blasts it straight into the clock end.
He could have run it in.
He could have done a lot of things, but the most important thing, he should have put it in the back of the net, or at least, at the very least, hit the target. And what did he do? He ballooned it over the bar. Yeah. And that just wasn't acceptable for me.
So how do you see it now going into the next game, Bournemouth away? It's going to be a tough game, Bournemouth, without, I look at that, well, we've got Brentford in the week. I look at it like the line-up at the end of that game was Eddie up front, Smith Rowe and Nelson. That's the midfield. That's the front three I expect for a League Cup games. But we could be going in with the Premier League.
All right, let's look at the positives here. The squad that we've got has massive depth to it. If we'd been in this injury situation, how many what we would consider first team players are out now? 5, 6?
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. And normally 5 or 6, you've been 2 or 3 in previous years taken out. You remember when we capitulated towards the end of, not last season, the season before, we lost Tierney and Partey.
Yeah, we was all over the shop.
Yeah, against Crystal Palace. We were done. That was it. Pretty much season over because of 2 injuries. Now we're carrying 5 or 6, and you cannot say that we don't have the depth to cover it against a team like Bournemouth. Bournemouth do not have the resources that we have. So I would be confident in what I would consider to be players that come in, our squad players, should easily be able to deal with a team of Bournemouth's resources.
What about Declan Rice? That's a big blow. I thought someone said it was a hamstring. Now someone's saying it's a calf. Can you believe that he's injured? All those games for West Ham, he comes here and now he's injured.
all right, it depends.
But he was struggling with a calf injury in America, if you remember rightly.
Yeah, from what I've been told, it's a calf injury. He was sat on the bench. He had a bandage around his calf. So I'm no doctor, but that would indicate to me that that's a
3 weeks.
That's a calf injury.
Yeah.
So look, if it is 3,
Do you reckon?
yeah. That's my deduction.
No.
Are you agreeing with me?
I don't know. Could it have been a head injury? No.
No, it's not a head injury, it's a calf injury. But again, calf injuries. I mean, I've had a calf injury.
Yeah, and how long was you out for?
I've been out for the last 15 years.
Oh, well, that's a worry then for Declan, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? So.
It is a worry for Declan, but look, it might just have been precautionary. I mean, when you're playing at that sort of level, you drop off 10%. That's not good enough. So we had the issue with Timber, where they put him on. Maybe they've learnt from that situation. And let's look at the positives. It might have just been a little niggle. Let's take him off. Let's not risk a major injury. We just don't know. We can always speculate.
Well, let's hope it's a little niggling injury, because 15 years is a bad one. Go on, come in.
Why is it that a player like Declan Rice plays for West Ham for 4 years and has no injuries?
Well, I'll answer that, and I think that's it. He's played internationals, and he ain't played Champions League football level before. And I think Champions League football is a different level up to Europa League or that.
You cannot say Wednesday night was a real stressful game. Compared with, Everton, they would have been put under more stress than what happened Wednesday night.
No,
Wednesday night was pretty much
I'm not having that. Champions League football is different to Premier League football, and also playing week in, week out, 3 times a week. They ain't done that at West Ham, you know what I mean? I do think there's something in it. And I'm not going to argue with you. I'm right and you're wrong, you know what I mean? No, I've got the microphone. That's it. Anybody else want a quick word? Come on in, quickly. What's your name?
Toby,
what have you got to say?
I just got some questions about Raya, to be honest. I know, obviously, he made an amazing save. But the reason we got Ramsdale, right, is because we wanted a keeper that could do some good distribution. The distribution today from Raya was poor.
Well, that's a very good point. Awful. It was awful.
And yeah, right, he makes a great save, but I don't know if that's enough.
So does Ramsdale make good saves?
Of course he makes good saves. We've seen him,
I like that point. I'm liking that point.
But, yeah,
I didn't think he did that.
I just didn't think it was very good, to be honest. I think we need better in these kind of games. And the other thing is, no one's giving Odegaard the ball enough today. I think he needs to step up a little bit as the captain in these kind of situations. And he's the guy who you cut back into that pocket. He's there in the middle of the box. He's waiting. No one was giving him those balls today. Reece Nelson, I think he likes to think of himself as a bit of like a super sub. I'm going to be the guy to change the game. I'm going to save the day. He had opportunities to pass back to Odegaard. Lots of people had chances to pass to Odegaard, and they weren't really doing it.
I felt Odegaard had a tough game against Basuma today, if I'll be honest. But and also he does a lot of pressing, a lot of hard work, and he didn't.
He's great.
I'll just say one thing about Odegaard is that I thought for the first 20 minutes Odegaard was man of the match, and what happened was he gave away a really stupid booking. Good point. They absolutely know the rules. The rules are, and I totally agree with the rules, you give dissent to the referee. You tell the referee that someone else is, the opposition should be booked. You get booked. It's very clear cut. You cannot argue with that. As soon as he got booked, he couldn't press with the same enthusiasm. He had to be careful. And I think that's what changed the game.
That's great, Julian. Well done. Well done. Come. No, it was a very good question.
Paulie, come here. Where's my buddy? No, honestly, from Canada.
No.
First game ever.
Time. Don't come again.
No, but you pushed us out of luck, mate. No, but I've been an Arsenal fan for like 24 years. I mean, everyone has to calm down a little bit. There's some good games, there's some bad games. As an athlete, it happens. You know what I mean? Today was not a good day.
It wasn't quite their best tonight.
It wasn't there today, but it's okay. We got to be supporting the club.
That's a good point, because we weren't at our best today, but we didn't lose.
It's okay. We didn't lose, but we got to support our club. We got to keep going. That's what it's about, man.
Yeah. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Bobby from Canada.
Bobby from whereabouts in Canada?
Edmonton.
You
guys know Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah.
Hockey player.
Yeah, well done. Thanks for coming on. Anybody else want a quick word? Come on, quickly. Last couple of minutes. Go on.
I've come from New York.
New York.
So
what's your
all the
name?
way, Titus.
What's your name?
You know what my name is. Toxi Magic. I'm local.
Toxi Magic. Not from New York.
I think it has to be talked about how poor the substitutes were today. I don't know if anyone else has mentioned that, but I know we are missing some players. We're missing Martinelli, Trossard. those are great players. But why is he bringing on Smith Rowe when there's only 3 minutes left?
Well, because Saka was injured, to be fair.
But he's got to bring him on so much earlier. Saka.
Yeah, good point.
He had to switch roles with Ben White because he couldn't run, and we're still leaving him on. I know he's a great player, but if you play him every single match of every single game, especially when we're trying to win all these different competitions, he's gonna get injured. It's gonna happen, and we're gonna lose an amazing player. We've already lost so many.
Great point. Safe journey. How long are you over for?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, right, safe journey home, lot. Thanks for coming.
I just wanted to get my sons on quickly. Where is he? Where's my big son? There he is. Look, I've brought my 2 sons down. Come on. Yeah, I've brought my 2
What's your
sons
names?
down.
Kobe.
Cade.
What?
Cade.
Yeah, so
not as loud as you.
I know. I brought my 2 sons down, but you know how it is. I brought my 2 sons down today, and I really wanted that result for them. But to be honest, I don't know if I'll be bringing them down for any more North London derbies after today. To be honest, mate, I tell you what, we was really exposed today. All season, 5 games we played, mate. I don't think we've played well.
No, I don't think we have. The only game against PSV.
We've been average, yeah. And the way we played last season compared to this season, you're going to think, what's going on? And today we got exposed. They came down, they was thinking they was going to give us a good dig. The first 5-6 tackles, no yellow cards, I think the boys let their heads down. Do you know what I mean? And that's going to happen in the North London derby. Just keep your chin up and just keep going. Obviously, after that, we started giving away stupid bookings as well. And Eddie's one as well was a bit, I thought he was going to get a red, to be honest.
Well, yeah, there was a danger, wasn't it?
It was a bit shady. Okay, yeah, we're lucky enough. Starboy, he pops up into the box and pops a shot off. Was he going off? Was he not? Someone deflects it in. Okay, we're happy. Romero was a disaster today. He gave us 1 goal, then he gave us a second one, and we still just let them back in.
Yeah.
It was just shocking. What I saw today with the second goal was like what we did with Man United. They scored, they were still celebrating, we ran up the other end and scored back, and that's what they did to us.
Yeah,
today.
we've got to stop doing that, giving away silly goals.
We really need to. I know Raya had a bit of a dodgy game today, but don't forget, he was mustard.
Well, listen, like Kenny said earlier on that Raya's a better goalkeeper. That's the first time he's been tested today.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think he passed it with flying colours, if I'll be honest.
But bruv, he was mustard against Everton, innit? He kind of kept us.
Fantastic save.
And you know what? Today there was some fantastic saves. Look at that one straight off the line. You can't knock him. For
yeah,
that,
but for the goal, for their first goal, he pushes it onto the bar.
Oh mate, it's crazy because he should have pushed that away. Exactly.
I'm saying he's ruthless in that position here.
Yeah,
Other things he wasn't ruthless today.
Yeah, I think that's.
But listen, we're not going to have a go at Ray. He made a great save.
I think that's why Ramsdale came round at the end. You see him clapping.
Yeah,
a cheeky
thing
to do because he's probably thinking, look what you've done. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of them ones. But the substitution as well. I thought at that time, all right, Eddie knows how to hold people off and he's good and whatever in doing that. But if you're playing games like this, you need a bit of an attacking option. Someone is going to scare them every time they touch the ball. Leave Jesus on, take Nketiah off. And
once the Jesus went off, that was it.
Oh, mate, my head was just down. I couldn't even celebrate the second goal. My boys were looking at me thinking, what's going on? I couldn't celebrate that penalty because I was thinking, what's going to happen after? And I was right because straight down the other end, they score a goal. We need to be doing better, mate. Listen, today's selection, everybody's been crying, Arsenal fans, and I think Arteta's listening to us a little bit. Let's start Vieira, not this game. This is a North London derby. It's physical, it's strong. We need someone who's going to run the ball. Listen, I know Vieira is a nice, skillful player, whatever, but listen, they're going to keep knocking him and hitting him and everything. Look at what they did to Saka today. They just kept hitting him until it came off. Like, we can't do that, mate.
Yeah, we don't do that, do we?
Mate, listen, we've played 5 games with 10 men so far this season, and you know why I'm saying that. Kai Havertz, everyone gives
He done okay in the second
half. A stick, but today he was all right. He was winning them balls, whatever. But just leave
Kai. Okay's not good enough.
Exactly, not at this club, man. Give Kai a chance. Just let him play. He should have started that game today, I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what? He's just naturally strong. Okay, yeah, he might go down and he might kick the ball over the bar, but we expect that. If he doesn't do that, then that's not Kai Havertz, isn't it?
No.
So, but today is just very disappointing, mate.
Yeah.
I couldn't enjoy that game at all.
No, I'm going to be really honest. I didn't enjoy the game. We've got to wrap up now. Quickly, last word.
Next week against Bournemouth, who starts, Raya or Ramsdale?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, we've got a game against Brentford first. So Brentford, I think Ramsdale will start. And I'm going to go. Great save from Raya, but I didn't see anything today that says to me, oh, he's definitely the best goalkeeper. What about you?
I think Ramsdale has to be given another chance. I don't think he did anything wrong in the first few match weeks. I think it's good.
Well, as not as Raya, though, to be fair.
No, I don't think he's done anything wrong, but I think he needs to give Ramsdale another chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. There you go, look.
Hasn't done nothing wrong.
No, Ramsdale hasn't done nothing wrong, but the manager's been ruthless. Listen, we've got to wrap it up now. Final score here is Arsenal 2, them from down the road 2, and at the end of it, I think a point was a fair result. So, over and out. Cheers, guys. Thanks for everything, and don't forget to subscribe and all that stuff as well. Ta-ra.